Grey Ridge was a forgotten place, the kind of town you drive past without noticing. Dusty roads, no future, no forgiveness. Elias came back after 20 years. No money, no job, no family left, just a decaying house and too many memories. Clara was the town's golden girl, quiet, sweet, beautiful. Every night, she'd sneak out across the fields just to hear her boyfriend's voice. His name was Damon. City kid. Met online. No one knew. One night, Elias spotted her on her way home. "This ain't the city," he said. "People around here talk." Clara begged him not to tell her father. She was terrified.
Please, I'll do anything. Just don't tell him.
Elias stared at her, then smiled. "One kiss, that's all." She froze, eyes wide, then ran. A few days later, she disappeared. The whole town searched. Nothing. Her parents were wrecked. Then 3 nights later, Clara came back. Quiet, distant, like nothing had happened. That same night, she knocked on Elias's door.
I thought about it. Let's just get it over with. One night, then it's done.
Later, a veiled girl came to his house. She never spoke. He thought it was Clara. A week later, news broke. Clara was engaged to Damon, and Ellie, the quiet orphan no one noticed, was pregnant. Elias had been tricked, played like a fool. The town turned savage. Stones, shouts, hatred. One evening, battered and bleeding, Elias stood in the square and yelled, "Let the man who's never touched a woman throw the first damn stone." Silence. Not a soul moved. That night, the wind in Grey Ridge howled like a warning. That night, Elias was not broken. As the days went by, rumors of Clara's and Damon's deeds spread throughout the town. People were pointing fingers, accusing each other without mercy. Elias was aware of everything. He knew that no one truly understood the truth, that no one could see it for what it was. In his mind, there was a crack, a gap where the truth used to be. But something had shifted that night. Something had broken in him. Ellie felt like a lingering echo of a past secret. She walked in silence behind Elias, too frightened to speak. But Elias could see the fear, the regret in her eyes. One day, in the town square, the people gathered. Clara's disappearance, her escape, it had changed the town forever. "All right, this ends now," Elias said, his hands in his pockets, his eyes scanning the crowd of townspeople. There was silence. No one knew what to say. No one dared to speak. But someone did. Damon. Damon, the boy from the dark corner of the town, the one who had been hailed by the townspeople because of his wealth, was the one to step forward. Elias had heard the rumors, the whispers. He knew Damon had secrets of his own, ones he didn't dare let others know about. One day, in the back alleys of the town, Elias ran into Damon. His face was familiar, but this time, it was hardened, colder. "What do you want from me?" Elias asked, his voice calm, despite the tension in the air. Damon narrowed his eyes, staring at Elias. There was no hesitation in his voice as he spoke.
"It's too late to fix this. Clara is already with me. After all, she never had to be with you."
Elias didn't flinch, but a bitter smile twisted on his face. "Maybe you're making the biggest mistake of your life, Damon. No one truly knows what they want, but what you think you know is nothing but a lie from the past." Damon took a step back, a flicker of uncertainty crossing his face, though anger was more prominent in his eyes. Finally, he spoke again.
"You don't need to forgive yourself. We're all playing a game."
In that moment, A scream echoed from the square. A flood of secrets that had been hidden in the dark began to surface. The town was no longer a place of trust. Everyone was suspicious, unsure of who had lied, who had betrayed them. In the days that followed, Elias did the unthinkable. He brought Damon and Clara together. He wanted them to understand the injustice he had suffered. They had to confess their sins. But Clara's regret and Damon's arrogance dominated the scene. And in that moment, Elias became something else. A symbol, a beacon of truth that no one could ignore. A week later, in the town square, a final decision was made. Clara's fate was now in the hands of the people. Everyone claimed to understand the pain they had suffered. Everyone acted as though they knew the depth of the betrayal. But in the end, Elias took the floor. The truth always requires patience. Every pain eventually finds resolution. Don't forget that, he said. But townspeople knew they had no other choice but to accept the inevitable. The dark secrets were out in the open now, and their consequences could no longer be avoided. But outside the town, in a different world, Clara and Damon were living their own twisted reality. The two of them, bound by their shared past, couldn't escape the consequences of their actions. Slowly, they became inseparable, yet there was no way back for them. And that night, under the dim light of an abandoned corner of the town, Clara and Damon disappeared, never to return. And in the end, one lesson remained. Nothing is ever as it seems. Nothing should ever be judged by only one side of the story. The town would forever remember that quiet justice, the symbol of Elias's strength and truth. One can always run from their past, but the past will eventually catch up with them.